What is up guys, Ron1 here, and today we're going to be covering the new forbidden and limited lists that are going to be effective from January 1st to March 31st of 2014. Now for those of you who don't know, when the ban list that we are currently using, the one that was announced in October was actually announced, they also announced along with it that we are going to be going from 2 ban lists a year up until 4, so this is going to be, I guess, the second one, October to December being the first one, and January to March now being the second one. One of the main things about this ban list is there are a lot of things in it, and it's really going to change a lot. There's some things that I don't get and I don't understand why they were banned, but there's some things in here that I'm really interested in, and I'm really looking forward to actually playing and testing them out. But anyway, enough of that, let's move on to the ban list. The first card on the list is Dragon Ravine. Banned, boom, gone! I'm happy about this choice. Dragon Ravine is just one of those cards that is, I mean, it's pretty overpowered for an archetype, you know, especially Dragoonities themselves. I mean, first turn Stardust, first turn Scrap, whatever you're going for. Pretty OP, Dragon Ravine, boom, banned. Get out of here, goodbye. Next card banned, Return from the Deformation, boom, get out of here, goodbye. Return from the Deformation, Different Dimension, sorry, is gone. At one point this was an extremely powerful trap card. When the baby dragons got banned it wasn't as powerful, but still pretty powerful. I mean, you can summon up to 5 monsters for measly half a life points, and it's just one of those cards where in a certain situation half your life points is nothing if it's going to give you the game victory. And it could actually, I mean, giving yourself the victory, paying half your life points to inflict, let's say, giving you the ability to inflict 1,000 points of damage to your opponent, I mean, that's okay. But Return from the Deformation gave you the ability to deal all 8,000 points of damage there and then. So Return from the Deformation, Different Dimension, sorry, is gone, and rightfully so. The next card is Self-Destruct Button. Boom, ban, gone. Very happy about this. I mean, there are lots of troll decks out there. I mean, like Morphin Jar, Burn decks, Final Countdown, Exodia, so on and so forth. But at the end of the day, all those decks are competitive. All those decks are made to win. Self-Destruct Button is just one of those decks which is, I mean, it just ends in a draw, and you've got to redo the duel, so on and so forth, especially at tournaments when people are playing this. It's just dumb. Self-Destruct Button banned, sorry. Very good choice. Sixth Sense banned. Boom, it's out of here. From limited to forbidden. I never got a chance to play with Sixth Sense, and I mean, when the card was coming in, it was a really big deal. People were shitting themselves. They're like, what, this card is banned in the OCG and you're bringing it out in the TCG as limited? What the hell? And I didn't hear much about it since then, but I don't know, did it do a lot? I'm not sure. But anyway, it's not going to be doing much anymore because it is banned. Boom, out of here. Now moving on to the newly limited cards. First off, all 4 Dragon Rulers are now limited. They've gone from unlimited to limited. And this is a very good thing. No longer can we have pure Dragon Ruler based decks. Now the Dragon Rulers are support cards. Now the Dragon Rulers can be thrown into other archetypes just to spice things up a little bit. They're a nice powerful Dragon type monster that you can use within the archetype. And it's just, like I said, a little bit of support. No longer are Dragon Rulers their own archetype. They're support cards, like they were intended to be from the start. Goodbye, Dragon Rulers. Next up is Debris Dragon. Debris Dragon has gone from semi-limited to limited. There is some weird choices on this ban list. There are a lot of cards that have now been completely unbanned, which I wasn't expecting. And to see Debris Dragon go to 1 while those cards were completely unbanned, I mean, I guess he's trying to bring some balance, but I don't know. Debris Dragon going to 1, not really sure on this decision, especially since now all the Dragon Rulers are at 1. But yeah, it's that's a thing, and Debris Dragon is now at 1. Now this is the big one. This is the big one that I'm hyped for. It's the big one that you're all hyped for. And here it is. Magician of Faith is now at 1. It was forbidden. It's been forbidden for years, and that is now at 1. Praise the Lord. Thank you. Magician of Faith is just one of those cards. I mean, flip it face up, you have the ability to add a spell card from your graveyard to your hand. 2 Dark Holes. Just the ability to grab a spell from your graveyard and put it in your hand is pretty powerful. Now that Monster Reborn and Heavy Storm are gone, Magician of Faith is probably a lot less useful than it once was. But it's still going to be a pretty powerful card. I'm really interested to see what kind of card this is going to be. Is it going to be a card splash in all decks? Is it going to be in certain decks? It's probably going to be one of those cards splash in all decks. Especially, again, we'll get to some of the semi-limited and now no longer forbidden cards here in a moment. But Magician of Faith being unbanned could really bring out the potential for another deck similar to that of Dino Rabbits, where you just splashed in like rabbits, dinosaurs, the Chaos archetype, lots of tour guides, so on and so forth. And Magician of Faith could be one of those cards that splashed into a deck along those lines. Next up, Divine Wind of Mist Valley is now limited. Not sure why, not sure what this card does or did. Don't really care either. Final Countdown is now limited. Yeah, good choice. Really limits the Final Countdown deck. Really happy with that choice. Final Countdown is now limited. Sacred Sword of the 7 Stars limited. Really not sure why they did this, considering they just limited all of the Dragon Rulers. Sacred Sword of the 7 Stars could be useful in other archetypes. It's just like a trade instead you banish, especially since you've banned Return from the Different Dimension. Either way, Sacred Sword of the 7 Stars is now limited. Spellbook of Fate, finally. Should have been banned a long time ago. Not limited, banned. It's just one of those cards, I mean, very powerful, doesn't target. Should have got rid of it a long time ago. But nonetheless, Spellbook of Fate is now limited. Next up, Chaos Sorcerer is now semi-limited. It's gone from limited to semi-limited, and that's one of the cards I'm talking about. Magician of Faith is a light spellcaster, so it can easily be splashed into the Chaos archetype and a Chaos deck. Lone Flyer Blossom, gone from limited to semi-limited. I for one am happy about this, especially since I love the new Shinra archetype, and Lone Flyer Blossom is just one of those very, very useful plant type monsters. And now that I can run 2 of them, I am one happy chap. And finally, the cards that are no longer on the list. Archlord Christia was semi-limited. Well, didn't really do a lot. I mean, it's just a powerful angel card, really. Fairy card, even. Fairy or angel? Getting them mixed up. It's definitely fairy. Mizuzuki was semi-limited. It was limited, then it was semi-limited, and now it is no longer on the list. So that's a good thing. Plague Spreader Zombie, no longer on the list from semi-limited. Again, a good thing. These are the 2 cards, Mizuzuki and Plague Spreader Zombie, sorry. These 2 cards have been completely unbanned, but yet Debris Dragon went to limited. I'm really not sure on that decision, not sure what they're trying to balance there, but they did it anyway. TG Striker, again, one of those cards that went from limited, semi-limited. Now it is no longer on the list. Tour Guide from the Underworld, another one of those cards that I was talking about that's going to go really well with Magician of Faith in a Chaos sort of deck. So, yeah, Tour Guide of the Underworld returns to 3. Constella M7, I'm not sure how you pronounce that. But yeah, Constella M7 it went limited, and now it's no longer on the list again. I mean, looking at it, I think it's better limited because it's a very powerful card for the Constella archetype. But I mean, without it, I haven't seen much Constellas being played. I mean, do you want the archetype to be played? Do you not want it to be played? I don't know. But nevertheless, it is no longer on the list. And Fire Aforementioned Tenki was semi-limited, very newly semi-limited, and now it is no longer on the list. I personally prefer it semi-limited. I personally wanted it to be limited, but now it's no longer on the list. I don't know. There's so many decks that can run it now as well. I mean, like, Boojins are going to run Tenki at 3 now. A Boojin is just one very powerful archetype. So, yeah, Fire Aforementioned Tenki, it is no longer on the list. I'm a bit disappointed by that, but Magician of Faith, baby. Magician of Faith is no longer banned. That is the big news. That is the big thing that everybody's going to be talking about. And yeah, Magician of Faith is back. But anyway, guys, that is the new ban list that is going to come into effect on January 1st, 2014 and will last up to March 31st of 2014. And then we will have a new one from April to about July time. Then we'll have another one from July to September, October time. And then another one from that time up until the end of the year. But anyway, guys, like I said, that's the ban list. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section down below. Also, if you enjoyed the video, don't give it a like rating. And if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button to keep up to date with all my other videos. Again, guys, from Panel 1, and I'm out. Peace. Thank you for watching.